Types of performance appraisal. Performance appraisals deals with how organization evaluate and measures its employees' achievement and behaviors. Periodic appraisal of performance is a key component of employee development. Periodic performance reviews are an important and it is a constructive way to evaluate the contributions an employee is making to the company. Self-evaluation. Employee is asked to judge their own performance against predetermined criteria. Also called self-performance reviews, are an appraisal of a person's own strengths and weaknesses. When people complete self-evaluations, they're usually asked to identify achievements they're proud of, instances when they met or exceeded their goals, examples of how they expanded their skill set and areas where they may need to advance their skills further. Generally, these assessments cover a specific performance review period, such as a quarter or a year. Self-evaluation. Multiple advantages for both employees and employers. 1. It allows employees to demonstrate their accomplishments. 2. It helps managers stay informed about their employees' strengths and achievements. 3. It motivates employees to take ownership of their strengths and weaknesses. 4. It helps to quantify the value an employee offers. Behaviorally anchored rating scales, BARs. The evaluation is done on the basis of individual employee performance without comparisons. It is a combination of the rating scale and critical incident techniques of employee performance evaluation. BARs is designed to bring the benefits of both qualitative and quantitative data to the employee appraisal process by comparing an individual's performance against specific examples of behavior, which are then categorized and appointed a numerical value used as the basis for rating performance. The first step is to write CIT, critical incident techniques, which compares an individual's performance against specific examples of behavior that are tied to numerical ratings of 5 to 9. The 360-degree approach involves the appraisee receiving feedback from the manager, supervisor, team members and any direct report whose views are considered helpful and relevant. 360-degree feedback is commonly used for performance appraisals. Other uses of the tool include determining the pay and promotion prospects of an employee, as well as to determine the utility of employees in an organization. It goes without saying that employees who might be found less than adequate in their performance can easily face the axe for poor performance. Management by objectives, MBO. A typical evaluation which falls under modern approach of performance appraisal. Often called MBO method, where manager and employee agree upon specific and obtainable goals with a set deadline. Management by objectives, MBO, has gained immense popularity during the past decades. Peter F. Drucker has pioneered the concept of MBO. According to him, objectives are the ends and means of an enterprise. All the activities must be framed and directed to perform objectives, and no deviations from the achievement of objectives is permitted. There should be a great concern and commitment towards objectives throughout the organizations at any level, then only organizations can survive. Forced distribution. A form of comparative evaluation in which an evaluator rates subordinates according to specified distribution of job performance as follows: 10% low, 20% low average, 40% average, 20% above average, and 10% high. It requires the supervisor to assess each employee based on certain predetermined parameters, and thereafter rank them into 3 or more categories. The forced distribution method is also called bell curve rating or stacked ranking. This method is preferred by many employers as it creates a visible differentiation between performances of each employee in the organization. This method of performance management typically chooses the normal distribution curve to represent the performance distribution. Graphic rating scale. A performance appraisal method in which an employee is rated against a list of traits or behaviors which are deemed important and relevant for effective employee performance and productivity. Ratings are usually on a scale of 1 to 5, 1 being non-existent, 2 being average, 3 being good, 4 being very good and 5 being excellent. Graphic rating scale as technique is very effective in representing behaviors of employees in quantifiable and comparable formats. These ratings can be compared across employees and stakeholders and can be used to benchmark and improve overall performance. Using this technique, a company can find the average performance ratings of the overall organization and benchmark them. Critical incident method. A performance appraisal tool in which analyzes the behavior of employee in certain events in which either he performed very well and the ones in which he could have done better. Critical incident technique is used to collect data using a set of procedures. In critical incident method, the manager of the employee gives all the details of the incident. This method is quite subjective in nature as compared to other methods which may be very objective and would require just ratings out of 5/10, etc. It helps to define the competencies and knowledge, skills, abilities and other attributes (KSAO) required for a task or set of tasks that entails a job. The observer not only looks at the hard skills used but also the mental abilities that are required by the job incumbent. Paired comparison analysis. An activity for evaluating a small range of options by comparing them against each other. It is a useful and easy technique for rating and ranking alternatives where the evaluation criteria are subjective by nature. Paired comparison is often used to choose the most compelling problem to solve, or to select the alternative that will be the most effective. It is useful in a wide range of applications, from selecting the concept design for a new product before it goes into production, to deciding the skills and qualifications when hiring people for a new position. Ranking methods. It is the oldest and simplest formal systematic method of performance appraisal in which employee is compared with all others for the purpose of placing order of worth. The employees are ranked from the highest to the lowest or from the best to the worst. The best performing employees are ranked number 1 and the least performing one is ranked the last. Based on these rankings, the companies may take any actions, from promotion to termination. Although ranking method of performance appraisal is considered to be an easier approach, it becomes problematic and full of issues when conducted in a large scale. Also, this method of performance appraisal is criticized because it is unsystematic and results are often drawn on the basis of snap judgment. Essay method. It is sometimes known as the free-form method, is a performance review system where a superior creates a written review of the employee's performance. These essays are meant to describe and record an employee's strengths and weaknesses in job performance, identifying problem areas and creating a plan of action to remedy them. Whether the essay is written by the appraiser alone, or in collaboration with the appraisee, essays provide supervisors the opportunity to assess behaviors and performance with greater complexity and attention to detail. However, this method is tedious and difficult to manage as it demands more description than other methods of appraisal. The reports being descriptive in nature, it is difficult to compare and contrast them or withdraw any conclusion. Besides, the evaluator must have good writing skills, or else the whole process is distorted.